Hello everybody, how are we doing today? I hope you guys are all well. Guys, if we have to bring up James Charles one more time, I swear. But anyway, I digress. Let's move on. So, am I my hair? So actually, this one is going to be like slightly different. There's going to be pros and cons. Ooh, are we ready for the two-sided street, guys? So James Charles coming after this YouTuber, was it Lauren Geller or something her name was, because she destroyed his palette. He had to sick the sister squad on her, just had to do it. So to be perfectly honest, and I'll give my opinion because I just do, but I look at it this way. Some people were like, oh, that's disrespecting him and whatever. To be honest, in my opinion, no, it's not. It's not disrespecting him. If he sent her that palette in PR and she did that, absolutely, that's disrespectful as shit. That really, truly is. But I understand his name is on the palette. That's his thing or whatever. But he didn't hand press the palette. He did not hand press it, deliver it to her, or whatever. If she wants to wipe her ass with 40 bucks, who gives a shit? Who cares? I get it. She did it. And people are saying she did it for clout and for views. Well, yes, she did it for views. Because that's what she was doing. She was doing a video for views. Duh. You know. But, did she do it for clout? No. She just did it just because. I don't think she deserves all that hate. I think that's really childish. I mean, it's not disrespecting him. Again, my opinion. If it was PR and she did that, you bet your ass that's disrespect. But she went out and she bought something with her own money and she destroyed it. My kids do that shit all the time. I'm just saying, you know, my kids better call up Abercrombie and Finch. They better call up some Macy's and shit and start apologizing to them. Because they ripped up some jeans and put them into shorts and shit. They have ruined some clothes. So my kids got some phone calls and some videos to make of apologies to some, you know, people, you know, Express, you know, Victoria's Secret, they got some apologizing to do. I mean, seriously. Are we going to get down to it's just so, you know, and then James Charles overreacts and he goes crazy. It's like, I get it. You know, he says it's his baby, but seriously. Seriously. It is not a child. It is a makeup palette. That is what it is. If that's what she felt like doing, that is what she felt like doing. I didn't find it disrespectful to him because, again, it was purchased. It wasn't PR. So the comments in her video were fine until he sent out the troops. You know, again, that palette was not his personal. Once she bought that palette, that is her personal property. Not James Charles' palette. It was not James Charles' palette. It was her personal property. What she chose to do with her personal property is what she does. Like, seriously. How many things have you guys broken or whatever? If you get pissed off and you throw a glass at, or, you know, well, I've never done it, but my kids have. You know, they got pissed off and they'll throw like a glass. I mean, they throw the dish or whatever. It's just, God. Seriously. I mean, and then here's the thing I also want to say is that he said, you know, how many people, I'm going to get into this too, how many people don't have the money to buy that palette or the palette's sold out and they can't get a hold of it. That is not this girl's fault. And as if James Charles is so, if he's so set on that there's many people that can't afford that palette, then get your ass out there and give some away. You know, if that's the way you feel about it, if you're so dedicated, you know, saying, you know how many people can't afford that palette and it's coming from his mouth, then you get your ass out there as the millionaire that you are and you give some of them suckers away. Give like 1,000 of them away to people that can't afford them suckers. Just saying, you know, I mean, yes, there are people that can't afford that palette. And if you're your millionaire ass self can go out there and you can give them some palettes. You can do that. Or, you know, it's sold out. Okay, well, you knew maybe how many people would anticipate the palette or whatever. They'll get their palette eventually. They'll get it. you know, and she bought 3 of them. It's not like she did it with one, you know. I mean, I did buy the palette for my nephew, you know, and stuff like that, but once somebody buys, it's their personal property. It's not James' palette. It is not James Charles' palette. It isn't. It's hers. You know, it has his name on it. It was something that he made, but it ain't his. It's hers. Anyway, but then we'll get into the better part of the video. He did send out a tweet. Hold on a second. I got to read this. Hold up. Hold on. It's not holding. Sorry, I had to get my husband's phone, like y'all can see it. But anyway, he says, I'd like to say sorry to Lauren for tweeting her palette video yesterday. I was hurt watching something I worked hard on being destroyed. But she bought it and can do as she pleases. I should have ignored it. It wasn't that deep. The hate she is receiving is never okay. I am actually very, very, very glad that he did that. It's like he called off the sisters. He called off the sister squad because these, especially James Charles, I mean, he is one of those influencers that has that power to sick out the people. Like, he's got the power to sick his people on you and really cause some emotional stress on somebody, and it's not necessary. So he needs to start to recognize, and I'm glad that he did recognize it, you know, but he really does need to recognize that by doing that to people, he is really he's really putting an attack out on them. Because that's just what his followers, his diehard fans are going to do. They're going to go and they are going to attack people. And especially a younger person, which she does seem to be somebody younger. Like, if they came at me like that, I'd be like, whatever, I don't care. But I've been through a rodeo. I'm 43 years old and I raised me some teenagers. I've heard names, and my daughter, God bless her, I love her to pieces, but she has bipolar. I have been called some names by my own child. So whatever these people say to me, girl, I'm going to be like, bye. It ain't going to faze me. But, freaking camera. But that's me. That's different. You know, other people can't, you know, they don't, that hurts them. And he needs to realize by, you know, doing stuff like that, they attack. And they don't attack nicely. They really do some really mean-spirited and say some really mean things. So I really do hope he starts to recognize that. And maybe this is something that, you know, taught him that, holy shit, you know, I have a power. Because he does. He has a power that he needs to learn that he does possess. You know, if any of my stands, which I mean, you know, I would never, if anybody that was a supporter of mine ever did that to somebody, I would personally tell you, knock that shit the fuck off. That is not cool. That is not okay. And that is not tolerable. Period. People can call me whatever they want. I can defend myself. And James Charles needs to learn that he needs to defend himself and not sick out the sister squad on people. He needs to stop that. You know, don't do it. But I am glad that he publicly tweeted that. He added her, you know, at this girl and basically called off the troops. Is it a little too late? Yes, it is. Are the troops still going to go at her? Probably. But maybe not as hard. I don't think that she did an innocent video. That it's an innocent thing on TikTok. I mean, seriously. And then there was a point made, too, by her in her video that I did watch that Jeffree Star destroys some expensive-ass purses. Did you see, like, Versace calling his ass? Like, oh, my God. No. They didn't call his ass being like, oh, my God, we worked so hard on that and you destroyed it. That's why I'm like, he's just so... I don't want to make another James Charles video. I don't. I sent out a tweet. I'm actually kind of really sick of talking about James Charles. It's like, can you behave yourself for like a week? It's the fucking holidays. You're 19 years old. You're acting like you're fucking 5. You got all this sexual shit going on. It's like he's going through puberty. I'm just saying, you know, I don't mean to be a dick, but seriously, you know. Anyway, I really do hope you guys are having a wonderful day. But again, it is shitty what happened to her, but I am glad that he publicly, you know, called off the troops. So I do at least give him credit for that. Kisses to you all. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I have like a little over 50 to go for 1,000. I'm just throwing that out there. Kidding. I'm never one to say, subscribe to my channel, do this, do that. Because I figure if you want to, you will. And if you don't, you won't. So anyway, kisses to you all. Thank you so much for taking any time out of your day to watch my goofy little ass.